Welcome back to Model Exclusive. We teach ourselves all kind of models. So today, inshallah, we are going to teach ourselves how to cut what I'm actually putting on, which is full khimar. Full khimar. Okay. So we are having what we are going to need for this tutorial. We are needing the fabric, okay, and I've folded the fabric into two equal parts. I'm making use of a crepe fabric. I'm using a crepe fabric. You can use any material of your choice. You can use Duchess material, you can use what do you call it, lacquer material. The choice is yours, or the choice of your client. So now let's get started. The first thing is to do when you want to sew something like this, you have to fold it into two equal parts. I'm making use of 4 yards. Okay, if you want to sew for an adult, you need nothing less than 4 yards. If the person is very tall, you may even need more than that, okay, depending on the length of the person. So you fold it into two equal parts, which I've done. You can see it, I've squared it, and you must have a spacious space that you can use, a place that is very big, that will accommodate the clothes, okay, and I've done that. So the next thing is to insert the measurement. The back side of the pussy is 71 plus 4. 71 is the length, plus 4 inches of the cape, okay, that is for the back. Everything will now be 75. The khimar ham, that is from here down to this place. The khimar ham, that is from here down to this place, is 28. If you want it to be 30, the choice is yours. If you want your arm length to start from here, that means you are going to measure from here to this place, depending on the choice of your client, depend on the place that your client wants you to start from. So the khimar ham is 28. The ham length, that is this one, the ham length for this tutorial is 14. The round sleeve is 11. The khimar round sleeve is also 11. Meanwhile, the side, to measure the side, the video is on my YouTube channel. You can check on it. The side is from here like this. This is the side, okay, and the side for this tutorial is 74. Mostly I used to say it in most of my video that the back is always longer than the side. The back is always longer than the side, and that is what reflects on this measurement. So what we need for this tutorial, I've said, you need the fabric, you need your measurement, which I've just read out. You have to take proper measurement of that person so that you are not going to make mistake, okay. You are also going to need a tape that you are going to use to be measuring the person. The tape, you are going to need a chalk, a marker, a pencil, anything you are going to use to mark, to cut the shape. You are going to need it, okay. And you're also going to need the calculator. You can see most of the time make use of calculator because I'm not sound mathematically, okay. So you're also going to need a calculator. So if you're a first timer, it will be better for you to have your calculator with you, or your phone that you're going to use as the measurements that you're going to use to decide the measurement. You're also going to need a pin. I'm also going to make use of a pin for this tutorial because I have to pin it first before I'm going to sew it, okay. So that is what I'm going to do right now. So without much ado, I'm also going to need the ruler that I'm going to use. It's optional as well, it's not compulsory. You are going to use it to just join the lining together. What you have marked, use the ruler to do what, to join them together. So let's get started. The back of the person is 75. Let me come with my calculator. That is 71 plus 4 inches of the cape. Our cape is usually 4 inches. So this is 50. This is 59. And actually for the back, I need like 71. And what I'm having here now is 79. So 2 more inches for the back, okay. 2 more inches for the back to make it 71. So also I'm going to cut 4 inches for the cape, 4 inches for the cape to make it 75. So now I'm using everything. That means I still have to cut something at the back, okay, to meet up with the back length. So that means the back is going to have a joining. The back is going to have a joining. Then this place, I'm using the aspect that did not have cutting. You can see it, and that is the back. You look at the back of my clothes, you see that there is no cutting at the back. You see it, there is no joining at the back except for the bottom, because the length of the clothes, the khimar, most of the time when you are sewing this traditional khimar, you must have some joining at the back. You have to have some joining. I don't know, maybe you can see the join. You must have joining at the back. except when you are sewing like Egyptian khimar, that is when you may not have anything like joining at the back in some cases. Now, for the side, I have to launch this place, the midpoint of the area that I folded. I have to launch it. After launching it, what I will now do, I will now place it here. This place is usually the side of the khimar. This place is usually the side of the khimar. I will now place it there. And I've said my side of the khimar is what? Let's see the side of the khimar. The side of the khimar is 70. So look at the way I'm going to slant it to. The side of the khimar is 70. And see, I use my marker to mark it. So what we actually need is, and this is 60. 60. That means it's going to be enough. This is 60. And I need 70. Okay. Continue from the 60 to this place. This is 70. I will now use 2 inches for seam allowance. I'm now interlocking it. I'm actually sewing it. Okay. Gone are those days that people tend to be interlocking the button of their clothes. But nowadays, just the inner stitching that most people normally go with. Most of my clients don't even want to put their clothes any longer. So 70 plus 2 inches of seam allowance. So I'm using everything now. But the back is not enough. I have to add to the back. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to, so that is it, like this. Okay. Now the next thing is the khimar arm. The khimar arm I said is 28. Khimar arm from here to here is 28. So I'm placing it here. Please, when you want to do it, make sure you turn it to the inner, but if you are sewing for a client, use chalk. It's preferable for you to use chalk. Don't use marker, because when you make mistake, it will be difficult for you to clean it. Okay. So that means I'm mentioning 70 round. 70 round. 70 round. Okay. This is 60, 60, 70 plus 2 inches of seam allowance. You see the way I'm connecting it. You have to connect it. Okay. Do it round. I will now place it at the front. I will measure the same 70. I'll place it at the front. I'll measure the same 70. I'll just connect it like that. Just connect the dot from that 70 to the front. Okay? No need of measuring it. You just connect it to save time. To save your time. So, and that is what I've done. If you look at it where we have connected it, you can see the dots on the fabric. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to cut it. So when I get to the final aspect, I'm going to shape the front. You can see that it's not too bogus on me. It's shaped. This is a shaped full khimar. Now let's insert the arm. I've said the arm is 28. So you are going to place it at the side. This side that I launched. You're going to place it there. So it's 28. 28. This is 28. Okay. So when I get to this place, the 28th, I'm going to make a hole there. I'm looking for my, what do you call it? I'm going to make a hole here. I don't even know where. So sorry for that. I misplaced some of the two, so I was looking for them. Very, very sorry for that. So I've measured the arm length. That is where I was before the stuff. So from here, the arm length is 28. So this is it. You mark it like this. Then you now measure, you now cross it like this. I hope you are looking at it. The way I'm crossing it, you now measure 5. Okay, 2.5 from the dot that you make. You now place it like this. 2.5. 2.5. That means you place it here. Another from the dot here, another 2.5. Okay. So you are going to launch it and make sure that when you launch it, don't worry, I'm going to show us. You have to make it round. When you just do it like this, it will not fit well. It will not fit well on the hand. But when you make it like a circle, cut it like a circle, it will fit well on your arm. That means you are going to, the place that you launch, you are going to hold it like this. You now cut it like a circle. You cut it like a circle. You see. You let it look like a circle. It will fit well on you. I hope you can see what I'm saying. See, you can see that it's like a circle. You make it like a circle. So we have cut the khimar and okay, the front and the side are the same thing. It's 74. I mean sorry, 70. So now after everything, when everything is now sweet, from here you measure the round neck, the round of your cape. I've told us that most of the time, depending on your choice anyway, from here to here is 14. Okay, from here to here is 14. Look at it. From this ear, put it like this. This ear, like this. It's 14. For me, it's 14. Okay. Some people 15, 16, depending on the measurement of that portion of your client. Okay. 14. For me, it's 14. So you now place it like this. This place that you launched the other time. Okay. You now place your tapu on it like this. You now measure 7. You know you have divided, you have folded the fabric into 2. That will make it 14 divided by 2. It will be what? It will be 7. Plus 1 inches of seam allowance. It will now be 8. Okay. So everything will now be, so it will now be 7 and a half. 7 and a half. If you like, you can make it 8. Let me make it 8. I don't want it to be too tight. You launch the place, or you mark the place. So after that, you are now going to place your tape and slant it. And slant it to make it fitted. But if you don't want to slant it, you can leave it like this. That is why you just cut it. Okay. But if you want it to be fitted like what I'm doing, you see that it's not too big. You see that it's not too big. That means we are going to come the round measurement. You dot the place. We are not going to slant your tape.
I will do like this. Bang, bang, bang. That is me.
spacious place. This place is not too spacious for me to cut it. Very sorry over that. Okay, so you are going to slant your tape, and that is what I've done. I will now use this ruler to join it together. You can also use your ruler to do it. You will slant it. After the round measurement of your cape, your round head measurement, sorry, it's not from there like this. The measurement is going to be everything, the full round, everything like this. Okay, it's going to be everything. It is when you want to cut cape that you measure from here to here, but to put this design, to shape it from the front, you have to measure the round measurement like this. And the round measurement for adult is 21, 22. So measure round measurement 22. That means when you now divide 22 into by 2, it's going to give you, it's going to give us 11. So you just measure 12. 12 by 2, that is 24. By the time you stitch it, it will fall back to like 21, 22. Okay, so that is what you are going to do now. There is a mistake there. I corrected that. Please. That means it's going to be 12. It's not going to be 7 again, no. I mean 8 again. It's going to be 12. It is when I want to cut cape that will measure from here to here. But this one is the round face measurement that you are going to measure. So when you measure the round face measurement, you are now going to divide it by 2. After folding the fabric into 3, you are going to get where we are going to measure. So after that, you now place your place your ruler on it like this. Okay, you now slant it. But if you don't want to slant it, you can leave it. No problem. But I want to slant this one. I don't want it to be too big. I want it to be a corporate one. I see it. We've done that. So what we are going to do now is to cut. I will now put it on. You see the way it will look on me before we now sew it. So before you want to do it, please look for a rough a fabric that you are not using again, like wrapper, to do it first. And you can start by doing it for children like 1 year. Those one will not consume much fabric. Will not consume much fabric. Okay. Okay. This is the essence we are using it for. So I'm cutting the back too. And you can do it like 2-3 times before you get it. Okay, don't wash yourself. Watch this video all over and all over again. You download it, you're washing it, you pause, you cut, you just make sure that you are very, very careful when you are. So that is what we are going to. So we are done with the cutting now. Let's look at this is how it will look. Can you see? This is how it's going to look when you are done with the cutting. So the next thing we are going to do now is to cut the cape. The next thing is to cut the cape. This is how to cut cape. I've dropped video on how to cut cape. I'm just showing it again. So you fold it like this. Okay. After folding it like this, you fold it like this. For my own cape is 14. 14 divided by 2, it will give me 7. Plus 1 inches of seam allowance. It will be what? It will be 8. And the length of it is 4 inches. So I will now cut 5 inches. So by the time we stitch it inside, fold it, so it's going to fall back to, what do you call it, 4 inches. So this is how to cut it. You can use your, from here like this. It's going to be big. Then you slant it. Okay. This is how it is. So you launch the midpoint. You know we have launched the midpoint of that place. Okay, this is it. This is our cape. Are you with me? Do you see it? That is our cape. So I'm going to pin it with this place that I've launched the other time. I'm going to pin it. You look for the place that you launched here with the place that you launched in the other.
ilé kéwú tó lọ nìyẹn.
So
bóyá kọ́
I'm
tẹ
going to
pé
pin it.
kó fẹ́ẹ́ sọ ni.
Make sure you pin it one for beginners. For beginners, you pin it.
Salik. Come back.
For a beginner, you pin it.
Come back. Thank you. Mo kàn fẹ́ pa àwọn àpótí.
So you pin it one, but finish our one. So the next thing is to cut the back length. You know, I told you that the back is not. We are looking for 75, and I have 69. So I'm actually going to add 69 minus 5. That is 6 inches plus 2 inches of seam allowance. That is 8 inches. I'm going to place it here like this. This one is no longer. I'm looking for this one will be better. I'm looking for the one that will be longer. And don't forget that I'm still going to cut the what do you call it? The arm length. I'm still going to cut the arm length. I mean the arm length. Still going to cut the arm length. Okay. I'm going to slant it. So you are going to launch the back of this place as well, because by the time you want to place this one, you are going to launch this one as well. You launch both. You use your pin to pin it on it, so that when you want to sew, you will not be looking for what do you call it. So that is what you are going to pin it down. That's why I said the pinning is optional. If I'm not doing a tutorial, I may not pin it. I already know I'm going to do it, but because of for beginners, people that are just learning it, they need to pin it. Okay. amount of pin. So after having done that, the next thing to do is to the next thing is to cut the arm length, and our arm length is actually 11. The arm length is 11, and so that is what I'm going to cut right now. So 11 plus 2 inches of seam allowance, that will give us is that not 13? Yes, that will give us 13. So, and we don't have enough fabric anymore. You see, this our 4 yards is managing. This 10. Let me see. From here to here, this 13. Okay. The round of it, that is this place, round measurement is 11, I think. And I'm having 11 on dot. That means it's going to be tight. So I'm going to use it like that. I have no choice. It's going to be tight, a little bit tight. This is 11 on dot.
Olha, eu consegui.
So the round of it is 11, but I'm going to make it 13, just 3 inches for in case of the seam allowance. It's not going to have anything here, just it's going to be free like that. Okay, so or I'm going to cut a cape on it. Let me do it like that, but it's 11. I measure 11 here and add cape. I've also dropped a video on how to cut something like this, similar things like this. That is the arm length of a khimar. You can check my YouTube channel. It's going to be more explanatory to you, I think. I'm going to cut cape on it. I'm going to add cape on it. I want it to be longer. I'll make it 13. I will now cut cape of like 2 inches on it. Okay. So we are actually done with the cutting. So the next thing now is to take it to the machine and do some sewing, which is not going to take our time. Okay. So we are done with the cutting. Let me just show us how it will look. I've not joined it yet, but let me just show us how it will look on you. This is it. You see what I'm saying? Okay. This is it. So what I will do now is to take it to the machine and sew it. You see? Take it to the machine and just seam the front down. Okay? Look at the back. By the time I finish joining it, you are going to look at the way it's going to look. Okay? So let me do the stitching right away. So we've gotten to the aspect of the stitching part. So the cape, that is what I'm going to fix. So I'm not going to lay emphasis much on this because I've dropped a video on how to sew a cape, how to insert cape on our khimar. So look at it, the two areas that I launched the other time. You can see it. I've placed the cape. I've pinned it together with the khimar, the one I launched. Remember that I launched both of them. So I'm going to stitch it on the machine like this, round. The way I pin it, I'm going to do what? I'm going to stitch it. I said for most people, the cape is usually 14 inches, 15, 16. Those are the highest number of inches that I've sewn for people. But for children, you can use lesser inches. What do you call? Yes, you can use it. Children like 10, 9, and so on and so forth. I'm going to stitch it round now. And please be careful when you are doing that. The aspect that you pin, you are going to stitch it round. And the cape, I measure 5 inches. So by the time we stitch it and fold it, it will fall back to 4 inches. If you're a beginner, it is preferable that you, what do you call it, you pin it first before you stitch to avoid mistake. Okay. But if you're a professional, no wahala, go on with it. You may not even pin it. If not for the tutorial, I may not pin the cape, and I'll just sew it. And I don't even need to measure it. I already know where the 4 inches will be. But for you to beginner, please make sure you know the measurement aspect very well, because tomorrow the cutting is more difficult than the sewing. When you get to the edge, make sure you double stitch it so that to avoid it being loose easily. Okay, I'm done with it. Stitching this. So the next thing is to, if you want to use the serger, you take it to the serger and serge it. But if you are not serging it, you can just do what? This place, you are going to fold it like this. You are going to fold it like this, place it there, and place it on your machine and stitch so that it will have a good finishing. Okay, you are going to cover the mouth. Don't just leave it. Okay. So that is how you are going to do it from the beginning down. So this is what I'm saying, the inside, you see, so that to have a good finishing. But if you don't want to waste your time, you can use a serger, but I'm not using serger. You can see it. You see the inside. This is the back. Can you see? So the next thing is to fold it into 2 and stitch the front. Make sure they are equal. You can see this one and this one is the same. Okay. So when I want to measure the round face measurement, was actually 22. Okay, so you now measure it like this. You measure 22. If yours is 22, if yours is 20, you measure 20. Most of the time for adult, 20 22 like this. 20 divided by 2 is going to give us 10. 22 divided by 2 is going to give us 11. So you now keep like half inches of seam allowance. Okay, so since mine is 22, I leave 1 inches of seam allowance. Do you see? Do you see it? It's actually, okay, sorry, it's 22 years, and I leave 1 inches of seam allowance. That means I'm going to measure 24. So 12 divided by 2. 12 by times 2 is going to give me 24. So I'm going to start the stitching of the front from here down. From here down. Okay. Make sure when you are stitching the first one, double stitch it to avoid it being loose easily. So I'm going to do that straight down. If not for the fact that I run out of pin, I'm going to pin everything. So for you as a beginner, please pin it. Please pin it. But if I'm not doing tutorial, I don't pin. That is how you are going to stitch it down. So I'm done with the stitching from the edge, from this place to the bottom. So the next thing I'm gonna do is to insert the ham. Sorry, let me stitch the bottom before we start the ham. The bottom that I said is not enough, that I have to cut. Okay, I have to cut another something like 5 inches plus 2 inches of seam allowance at the bottom. So that is what I want to do now. You pin it round so to avoid mistakes. So that is what I'm gonna do now. I'm going to stitch it. Okay, I'm going to place it to the machine and I'm going to stitch to avoid time. So I'm done with the stitching of the bottom. Okay, what I'm doing now is to remove all those pins. Okay, make sure you remove them, please don't forget to. The next thing to do is to take it to the serger and serge it. But if it's for you, you may not no need for you to serge. But if it's for your clients, you can do what, you can just stitch it so that it will be neat. Okay, your client's work should be neater than because of another time. Okay, you make sure that it's neater. Okay, I want to stitch this little part that this thing jump. So if it's for a client, you make sure that it's neater, you serge it. But if it's for you, you may decide not to serge it. I'm not serging it because it's for me. I'm actually sewing my new clothes because when it's like 10 days to Ramadan, 15 days to Ramadan, you'll be so occupied that for you to sew your clothes sef, it will be difficult. So I started sewing my clothes, so that of my children, the male and the female. Then some customers have started showing up. So that is it. If you want to do it, you can take it to the serger and of course serge it, but I'm not serging it. So the next thing is to insert the arm. Insert the arm. Let me show us how it looks now. Just look at the way it looks now, so that you understand what I'm saying. So the next thing to do now is to do what? Insert the arm. Look at it. You see? You see what I'm talking about? This place I'm still going to do what? Um Sew it. So you see the way it is. So the arm, what I want to do now is to insert the arm. Okay, do you see? I said when you cut it round, it's going to fall, it's going to sit on your arm. You see? Look at it. Look at the way I cut this place. Do you see that I cut it like zero, like O or circle? If you cut it just straight, if you just cut it straight like this, if you cut it straight like this, it will not stand very well. Let's assume this is it. You now cut it like this. You just cut it straight like this. You cut it straight like this. This is just straight. It will not stand very well, you see, because it's just straight like this. But when you make it like zero like this, you make it like circle like this, it will stand very. You can see, look at my hand. You see that it stand very well. Do you see? What I want to do now is to insert the arm length. That is the last thing for me to do, after which I'm going to stitch the bottom of it. Our kimono is ready. It's very, very easy, but the cutting aspect is the most challenging aspect. When you get it right, when you're cutting it, you don't have issue. It will be very, very easy for you. You can cut like 10, 15. I mean, you can sew like 10, 15 a day. I've done that before. But the cutting, you have to be very, very careful when you're cutting it. Okay, so let me insert the arm. So to insert the arm, this is it. Initially, the round of the arm is 13. Is 11. So I'm having 11 on dot. So it's going to be a little bit tight, but no problem. It's still wearable for me. But if it's for your client, please make sure that the measurement is very, very accurate. So now I want to insert the arm. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, this place will be for here, like this. I'm going to pin it. Okay, I'm pinning it. Just pin the start. So I will now place it here like this. I pin it. You can launch it like this. Let's assume this is your cutting. After you have cut it, see it like this. You will now launch it. Okay, you now launch it like this. Launch it like this. Okay, so that by the time you have, and you will have launched this place as well. will have launched this place as well. Okay, and make sure that you look at it very well from the head. Okay, you do it like this. You now take this one like this, the place that you have launched, this place that you have launched, you now do it like this. You launch it as well. Okay, you now place them together. Okay, you place them together. If you have pin, you pin it. Okay, you now look for pin and pin it, so that by the time you are stitching it, it will not give you, to be easier for you to do it, to be easier for you to sew. It will not give you challenge, it will not give you stress, it will not give you stress, it's less stressful. So that is it. You now take it on your machine and you sew, and that is what I'm going to do right away. I've pinned it already, so I want to stitch now. So this is it. I'm done with the stitching, so I want to remove the pin that I use and pin it. You see it. This is how it will look. Don't forget, I said you should start from the edge. You can see that the cutting is under this place. That I'm going to join. You can see that it's under. Look at it from the up. See that this one is up there like this. Make sure that the cutting should be under. Okay, the cutting should be under. So what I'm going to do now is to, stitch this place together. I'm turning it other side, and I'm going to stitch it, which I'm going to let you see. So I'm done with the stitching of it. This is how it looks. Okay, so I said I was going to add a band. I've added a band on it, so I'm going to show us here how I actually add the band. So that means we are done with the tutorial. Okay, I want to show us here how I add the band. I've actually sew one. Okay, there's it. Okay, so the length of it is 4 inches. So I'm going to stitch in half inches on it, so it's going to be 3.5. That is what I use for the band. And the length, that is the weight of it, is 4 inches. I will not stitch in half inches. Okay, it will make it to be 3.5, which I need to add to the hand. You can see this one too. I had a kind of a band on it so that to make it longer. Okay, I don't like showing this place of my body. Okay, but if you are the type that like it, you may not add any band, or you may not measure the full of it, because some people use, some of my body colleague clients will say that when they put jewelry so that it will show. But me, I don't fancy jewelry like that. So most of the time, most of my clothes normally get to this part. That is the reason why I'm actually adding a cape on it. Okay, so the length is 10 inches, while the weight is 3.5 inches that I'm going to use. The 10 inches, by the time I stitch it inside, it's going to fall to like 9 inches or 8 inches, depending on the round measurement of the person's sleeve. Okay, the round measurement, that is what you are going to measure when you are doing that. So you will now place it on it like this, like this. You now stitch it. That is actually what I did in the first one. So I just want to show us. Now place it on it. Make sure you double stitch the first one. When you are stitching the first stitching, double stitch it. So I'm done with the ham. Let's see the way it looks on me. So this is the final part. So the next thing is to stitch the bottom, which I'm going to do off the camera. You can see Gonna look at how beautiful it is. You can see the back. So this is what is called full khimar. Okay. Thank you very, very much. See you in my next video. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, this is model perseverance. Teach yourself what kind of education. See you in our next video. Let me look at the way it's going to lead. Don't forget I told you that I'm sewing it for this. Okay. So the person is going to wait on it for it. Bye bye. See you. Assalamu alaikum.